This is a full story. Kitten wishes you all a happy and enjoyable story. That year I had just entered society and was renting a place outside. The landlord was a 35-year-old woman who had recently divorced. She said she had a way for me not to pay rent and asked if I agreed. My name is Rocky. When I was 20, I had just left school and found a job at a restaurant. Because I dropped out of high school and had no technical skills, I could only work as a fast food server, a job with no technical content. I earned just over 2,000 yuan a month and had to find my own place to live. I found an old apartment to share. 300 a month, utilities separate. The landlord was a 35-year-old woman, decent looking, about 1.60 m, a bit plump, her face well maintained, the kind of woman who was still rather attractive, especially when we stood close to each other. She wore tops with low necklines, and when I glanced down, I couldn't help feeling a stir inside. I was young after all, fresh out of school, had never dated, never even touched a woman, so seeing that scene naturally caused a certain involuntary reaction. Hearing me swallow, she looked up at me with a faint smile. "If you think the rent is too high, I can offer you a way not to pay rent," she said. "You mean no rent at all?" I widened my eyes in disbelief, not yet realizing what she truly meant. "Yes, stay in my room, no rent." She smiled and pointed to the master bedroom, which had a large bed and its own bathroom. Seeing her point to the master bedroom, I blushed and guessed her meaning. Though I had never experienced such a thing, I had read novels online and browsed forums. How could I not know what she was implying? "No, I don't think so." I quickly shook my head. Although she was attractive, she had a child who was already 11 or 12. I was only 20, still single since birth, and although that was a bit late, I still hoped to meet a girl I liked, fall in love mutually, and share that moment together. It was a naive thought, but at 20, facing a 35-year-old landlord, I really did manage to restrain myself. "Just teasing you. You young people just entering society, earning little, should focus on learning and working hard." She smiled and handed me the key. "Yes, ma'am," I replied quickly. "From now on, call me Haley. I don't like people calling me ma'am. Women, you know, as we get older, we get sensitive about such titles." She smiled, extended a finger, and gently touched my face. "Being young is great. If only I were 20 again." She said this and turned back to her room. In the days that followed, I worked as usual and learned more about her. She was 35, divorced for just over a month, the house awarded to her, but the child taken by her ex-husband. She didn't need so much space alone, so she planned to rent out 2 rooms. To ease her financial pressure, her price was attractive, but the back room had been viewed by several people, none of whom chose to rent. Some were men in their 20s, some were single women in their 20s, but upon learning she was single, they decided to look elsewhere. Why, I could only guess. Maybe her situation made people wary. At 20, I still didn't understand many things about society. These days, I kept my work routine, and she had her own job as well. Sometimes I saw her dressed lightly, sitting in the living room watching TV. It made me uncomfortable, and I would retreat to my room. Sometimes she would walk from the bathroom to her room in only a thin towel. She acted freely, sometimes as if I didn't exist, or maybe deliberately. I thought about it. I also began to understand why others might avoid renting here. Perhaps they feared certain situations. About 10 days later, after several failed rental attempts, she seemed discouraged. "Rocky, are you free tonight? Keep me company for a drink." When she came back, she carried a few bottles of beer and some snacks, setting them on the living room table. It was just the 2 of us at home. Seeing the beer, I shook my head. I don't really drink. Unlike many guys, I didn't enjoy alcohol or socializing through drinking, so I had fewer friends, especially now, with just the 2 of us here. If I got drunk, it's settled then. I'll just change clothes. She went into her room without closing the door, took off her work clothes and pants, and changed into very loose home pajamas. Before coming out, I had wanted to avoid looking, but honestly I was getting used to it. Still, when I saw that scene, I couldn't help but glance up. I was only 20, full of youthful energy, and yes, I did sometimes watch certain videos online late at night. With her acting this way, I felt my inner defenses wavering, unsure when they might break. "You're 20 now, a grown boy, soon a grown man. You should drink a bit. After all, in society, if you don't drink, how will you manage?" She didn't care whether I wanted to drink or not. She opened a bottle, poured me a full glass, and handed it to me. "Don't say you won't drink. I'm feeling low and just want someone to drink with me. If you won't, I'll feel life is bleak, like I'm falling into depression." Her tone was tinged with sadness. "You know me. I've been divorced barely over a month. My child went with his father. This second room still won't rent out, and I'm having trouble at work too. Everything seems to go wrong at once. I'm about to collapse." Seeing her sigh like that, I couldn't help feeling sorry for her. "All right, Haley, I'll drink with you." I raised my glass and drained it in one go. Beer wasn't bad, and one glass had little effect. You're so sweet. She smiled faintly as I finished my drink. Since my divorce, it's been 2 or 3 months without anything. It's so boring. As she spoke, she poured me more beer, bending forward so that certain things were right in front of me. I swallowed, my heart pounding. Though I still longed for innocent romance, my body's instincts were far more direct. I looked down, seeing my glass full again. It's just beer. For a man like you, a few glasses are nothing. Here, try this dish me favorite. She placed a chicken wing in my bowl. Then she started chatting. She told me about her workplace, which girl had done what, and gossiped about her female colleagues. This one colleague had a husband and a boyfriend. She was caught by her husband while cheating with the boyfriend. Her video got posted online. Let me show you. She took out her phone, pulled up a video showing a young woman and a man in bed. When someone burst in, they were right in the middle of it. Both froze in shock, immediately separating, and the woman began shouting. I swallowed again. She looked 25 or 26, with a good figure, the kind that stirred certain thoughts. This girl, even after all that, didn't care, divorced and found another boyfriend. It's like the whole thing didn't affect her at all. I admire her mental strength. Haley laughed. I admire her too, I said, but couldn't help stealing another glance at Haley, at her loose robe that seemed easy to lift, wondering if she wore anything underneath. I shook my head thinking too much. I took another sip of beer and a bite of spicy chicken wing, its heat bringing me back to my senses for a moment. She kept talking, still on adult topics. In our company, there was a young guy who bragged that he could go 7 times in one night, boasting loudly in front of everyone. I asked him who he did it with, and if each time lasted just a minute. I told him if he was really that good, I would give him a chance, but in the end, he didn't dare. Now this young guy, if nothing else, is only good at bragging more than anyone. At this point, Haley looked at me again. I'm not good at bragging, I said nervously, glancing down for a moment, then quickly looking away. Men, she said, should work hard when it's time to work hard, and be proactive when it's time to be proactive. She kept drinking. Before long, her cheeks were flushed. I saw she was getting tipsy, so I stood up. Haley, you've had a bit too much. I'll help you to bed. I said, I'm not drunk. This is nothing. She said, if you help me to bed, does that mean you have thoughts about me? I don't want that. We don't have any protection in the house. If I did something with you and ended up pregnant, what then? You're young, at your prime. Maybe once would be enough to get me pregnant, she said, but she still stood up unsteadily, pushed me aside, and went back to her room. I watched her leave, tidied up the table a little, then noticed her lying sprawled on the bed, her robe hanging very loose. I can't. I bit my lip. My head was already getting warm. I was only 20, still full of restless energy. She had been talking about intimate things all evening, making it impossible for me to calm down. And now she was just lying there. If I went over, I hesitated. No, she's right. Without protection, if something happened, I'm only 20. I don't want to be a father yet. I shook my head. At least I understood that much. Unless, it was still not even 10 at night. There was a convenience store on the corner, and they sold protection there. After a moment of inner struggle, I went downstairs. When I came back, there was a small box in my hand. I glanced at her room quietly. The door was still open. She was still lying there, apparently asleep. If I do it while she's asleep, that would be a crime. I hesitated, then walked over slowly. If she was really asleep, I would just let it go. But if she wasn't, standing by her bed, I saw her eyes closed, her breathing steady. She looked asleep, but she was right there, within reach. I can't be that kind of bad person, I told myself. If she doesn't agree and I touch her, I'd be nothing but a creep. I looked at her lying there, swallowed hard. My hand rose, but in the end, I pulled it back. I had always been a good kid, rarely breaking the rules. So even now, I couldn't bring myself to cross the line. I stepped back, trying hard to push away all the thoughts in my head. Since I'm here, she suddenly turned over, grabbed my hand. Her eyes glanced at the box in my hand, and she smiled. You're thoughtful, bringing this for my safety, right? She said. I felt my face burn, too embarrassed to know what to do, wishing I could run away. Since you're here, what's there to be shy about? She stood up from the bed, wrapped her arms around me. You don't know how to use it, do you? She smiled softly, opened the box, tore open one of the small packets, her voice warm and magnetic. Looking into Haley's gentle eyes, I gave in. I don't know how much time passed. Haley, I looked at her without the shyness I had before. From now on, we're family. Why don't you just sleep in this room? She smiled. No, I'll still sleep in my room. I said. I wasn't ready to fall into that role so quickly. All right, suit yourself. But tonight, you did really well, she said with a playful reward, then went to sleep. I lay on my bed, thinking about what just happened. I wasn't really tired, young and full of energy. Apart from the initial nerves, there was nothing else. But I kept wondering, after this happened, what should I do? Do I take responsibility? That was the question weighing on me most, especially when I thought about whether I should tell my family. I had just been with a woman more than 10 years older than me. Would that mean dating her? Maybe even marrying her in the future? Maybe Haley just had needs. I'd read online that women over 35 often did. As for romance, maybe she wouldn't push me for that. The next morning, Haley came straight into my room. How was it? She sat on the edge of my bed, smiling. It was fine, I said. Early in the morning, she was wearing very little. real, just her underwear. In front of me, she seemed to have no need to hide anything. Really fine, she smirked, pulled my blanket aside, and now there was a small packet in her hand. This early, I hadn't expected this from her so soon. Come on, I have to go to work later, she said, and she was completely uninhibited. After sending her off to work, I looked at the breakfast she'd made for me, licked my lips, and felt a complicated mix inside. It felt good, no doubt about that. But was it really okay to do this? The next few days, almost every morning, and every night. One night, after we were done, she looked at me. Do you want to be my boyfriend? She asked. I hesitated. You probably don't, right? I knew it, she said with a sigh, looking disappointed. Go back to your room. I knew it. Even though we match well in other ways, wanting you to be my boyfriend was just wishful thinking. I shouldn't have thought that way. Seeing her disappointment, I bit my lip and hugged her. All right, I said. That's great. Her face lit up instantly. She hugged me, kissed me, then took a photo of us together. I want to tell my ex-husband this good news. Let him see the consequences of abandoning me. She immediately sent the message to her ex-husband. I froze for a moment, feeling that her excitement was not really about being with me, but about having a reason to make her ex-husband upset. Was that really it? Or was I just overthinking? Not long after her ex-husband arrived. When he came in, he looked at me once, said nothing, then turned and walked straight into her room. Do you have no shame? Slap. What is this you're doing? He's so young. What exactly are you trying to do? You think by doing this I'll regret it? Is that it? After a round of insults and punches, her ex-husband walked out of the room. You're still young. Don't let this woman fool you. She's no good. She's 35 or 36, and she's seducing someone as young as you. He didn't do anything to me, just left me that warning, and then walked away. I was a bit surprised. I didn't expect just a few words from her to cause such a strong reaction from her ex-husband. I wonder if she's okay. Still worried, I hurried into her room. Her clothes were torn in places, and on her pale skin, bruises had bloomed everywhere. She was lying face down on the bed, crying nonstop. Haley, are you alright? I asked. I brought this on myself. I shouldn't have had these thoughts about you. But why? Why can't I? Why not? She sat up, her eyes locked on mine. Tell me, don't I have the right to pursue happiness? Why should I be treated like this? Do I deserve it? You don't, I said after a pause, nodding slightly. Everyone has the right to pursue happiness. You do too. So being with you, was it wrong? I just wanted a younger boyfriend. From you, I can feel the energy of youth. Is that so wrong? She held my hand, looking at me with expectation. You're not wrong. I reached out and wiped away the tears at the corner of her eyes. She wrapped her arms tightly around me. Yes, I'm not wrong. When have I ever been wrong? I need you to comfort me. She kissed me. It seemed that after being beaten by her ex-husband, she became even more desperate for something. That night, I didn't go back to my own room, but stayed in her arms until morning. The next morning, she touched my face, her expression full of satisfaction. Wonderful. So, you've decided to be my boyfriend, right? She held me close. I thought about it, then nodded. If I refused, I wasn't sure what she would do. From now on, you have to do what a boyfriend should do. You have to listen to me. She smiled and got out of bed. I didn't feel strongly about it, thinking she wasn't a bad person, so being her boyfriend wasn't unacceptable. But very soon, I realized things weren't as simple as I thought. Since you agreed to be my boyfriend, there are certain things you have to do. She put a chart in front of me. It was simple enough. 3 times a day, once in the morning, twice in the evening. Exemptions during her period. I glanced at her, surprised at just how much she seemed to need. Haley, I hesitated. 3 times a day was probably doable for me. I was young after all, but every single day, I wasn't sure I could keep up. Last night's intensity had already shown me. She was like a bottomless pit. You're my boyfriend. Meeting my simple needs is something you should do, right? You know I'm in my 30s. This is when the need is strongest. If I'm not satisfied every day, I could get spots, wrinkles, and even lose energy for work. Her tone carried a hint of coyness. I didn't push the topic further. Next, you have to go for an hour's walk with me every day. I looked at her. Of course, we're a couple. Walking together in public is normal. Or do you dislike me and don't want to be seen with me? I thought about it, and it made sense. If we were together, we should be seen together. The rest of the list seemed harmless enough. Looking at her expectant face, I nodded. All right, but let's start this morning. Actually, how about we don't use protection today? I froze, surprised at her suggestion. After a pause, I frowned and shook my head. I don't think I'm ready for that. I can be your boyfriend, but I'm not ready to be a father. I was only 20, and I knew exactly what she was implying. All right, I'll respect your choice. She took out protection again. After I agreed to be her boyfriend, she started talking to me more, always in a sweet, clingy tone. She called me baby, asked if I missed her, and during work, she sent me countless messages. It got to the point where my boss told me off, saying I should focus on my job. As a waiter, I needed to take work seriously, so I had no choice but to ignore her messages while working. But that evening, when I got home, her expression was clearly unhappy. What's this? The very first day? And you're already ignoring my messages. I did reply, I said. I froze for a moment. I had replied to her messages, but only during breaks when I was not busy. Really? You took an hour to reply. Is it really that hard to answer my messages? She looked a little upset. I was working. I was busy, I said with some helplessness. Is work more important than me? She stared at me, her gaze sharp and a little frightening. Then she took a deep breath, held back her anger, and walked up to me. Sorry, my baby. I was a little impulsive just now. I understand you are busy at work. Come on, let's go out for a walk. She tried to relax, took my hand, and led me toward the park. On the way, Haley, who's this? This is my boyfriend. Haley, your boyfriend is so young. Yes, just in his early 20s. Very capable. She ran into many people and proudly explained my identity to them. I could only smile and greet them politely. We walked for less than an hour. She spent most of the time greeting friends, her ex-husband's friends, all sorts of people. On the way back, I looked at her with a complicated expression. Haley, what exactly are you trying to do? I feel like you're just showing off, wanting your ex-husband's friends to know about this. I had noticed the walking route was deliberately chosen by her. What's wrong? You can't even tolerate a walk with me. Do you feel embarrassed to stand beside me? There's no one you know here. She said, come on, I'll cook for you. She pulled me home. Dinner was very nourishing. Steak, oysters, and other things hard to describe. After eating, I felt my whole body heating up. She left the dishes on the table and dragged me straight into the bedroom. Haley, we just finished eating. I wanted to say, we hadn't even digested yet. Why be in such a hurry? Exactly, we just ate, so we should exercise to help digestion. She grinned playfully, and I felt uneasy. I was young and full of energy, but not meant to be used this way every time. Yet with just a little teasing from her, I lost control. Afterwards, she pulled me in for a selfie, blurred some parts, and posted it on Instagram. Me and my unbeatable young boyfriend. Not long after, her ex-husband came again. Do you even know what you're doing? He yelled at her. Mind your own business. We're divorced. My private life is none of your concern. She said coldly. You? He looked helpless, then turned to look at me. I hesitated, not knowing what to say. He glanced at me, but this time, he didn't try to persuade, didn't hit anyone, just sighed and left. He's useless and still wants to control me. She scoffed after he was gone. In the following days, she kept taking me out, posting couple photos on Instagram, messaging me while I was working, urging me to reply quickly. At dinner, the food often made me feel heated again, until one night, after we ate, she pulled me close, but didn't prepare any protection. I'm in my safe period, she said. I haven't felt completely free like this in so long. Let's go crazy once. Okay, I'll take medicine. In the end, I couldn't resist her assertiveness and initiative. Afterwards, I was very clear-minded. I'm quitting my job. I'm leaving here. I'm going to another city. I finally said, but I might be pregnant with your child. She said in a panic. When I earn money, I'll send you the money for an abortion. I said through gritted teeth. Resolute. She saw my determination. Her eyes welled up. She started crying. Why are you doing this? Am I really that bad? You just dislike me, don't you? You dislike that I'm older, don't you? She cried while I packed my things. Maybe. Anyway, I feel I shouldn't stay here any longer. I shook my head. She had been draining me and trying to tie me down. I hadn't minded before, but when she insisted on not using protection, I finally understood. How can you be so heartless? Her sobs followed me, but I finished packing and left without looking back. She didn't try to stop me by force. I'll be here waiting for you to come back, she said, but I left for the next city and never returned. Later I heard she found someone else. This time, not such a big age gap, just 4 or 5 years younger than her, and they lived together. As for me, I had already started a new life, and I believe leaving was the right kind of escape. The end. If you like Kitten's story, please follow and like it. Updated every morning at 9 a.m.